Better Call Saul has just ended its 6th season run, and I felt I wanted to say a couple of words, not just about this final season, but about the show as a whole. I still remember when it was first announced, and I thought to myself, what the hell? They're making a spin-off series from Breaking Bad about the funny lawyer. This will never work, it's just a cash grab. And then the show went into production, turned from the originally planned 30-minute per episode comedy show into a more serious drama, similar to Breaking Bad in fact, and was released to very positive reactions of audiences and critics alike. And I also remember kind of seeing those reviews over time and thinking, no way is it actually good. It must just be Breaking Bad fanatics who are saying all of this. I'm not gonna watch this. But season after season, the positive reactions continued, and finally around season 4 I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna check it out. And I'm glad I did, because it's one of the best television shows I've ever seen. An incredibly fascinating character study drawn over 6 seasons of extremely high quality that ends up being, in my mind, better than Breaking Bad, and certainly complementing it and recontextualizing that story in amazing ways. If I were to describe it as a whole in a single word, I'd probably say compelling. It is compelling to watch the story of the central character of Jimmy McGill slowly morph and turn into Saul Goodman, a transformation that initially fools you into thinking it's entertaining and fun, until suddenly realize the amount of just how tragic it is. It's compelling to watch the supporting characters surrounding Jimmy also have their own stories explored in fascinating ways, and then coming together to create a wonderful kaleidoscope of human drama. Kim, Mike, Chuck, Nacho, Lalo, Howard, Gus, all of them are given time to breathe. All of them are performed marvelously. It's compelling the way it's written, without any drama that feels artificially manufactured, but rather flows naturally and organically from the character interactions and motivations. Not once did I feel like I was watching things happen because someone wrote them this way. It did feel organic throughout. It's compelling in the way it's shot. Like Breaking Bad, it has a very distinct visual style and remains one of the only TV shows I've ever seen where almost every shot seems to have been well thought out and made with the intention of being beautiful to look at, and where on the one hand the framing of the scenes is a crucial storytelling tool, but on the other, so often there are interesting shots where I thought to myself, well, this could have been a much more ordinary camera angle or camera placement, but it isn't. Someone thought we could make this shot more interesting, and they did that. And as a result, it's a beautiful show to look at. It's compelling because of its iconic use of montages and long sequences without any dialogue at all, where characters are allowed to speak through their actions. So many times I would be watching a scene unfold and initially wonder, okay, what is happening? Where is this going? What's going on here? And then slowly the pieces would fall into place and everything would become clear as day without any need for dialogue. It's compelling because it does the amazing thing of existing within the confines of an already established world of Breaking Bad, and sort of has to end in a certain way in order for that other show to make sense, because it's a prequel, and yet it manages to be miraculously creative and adventurous with where it takes that story. And at the same time it fits in still perfectly with the Breaking Bad canon, explaining the backstory of some of its characters in pretty amazing ways. And finally, it is also compelling because of how good the ending is. I mean, it's one thing to maintain a high quality of a show throughout 6 seasons and never falter. That's amazing on its own, but it's a whole different task to end the show in a way that will be satisfying, because so many other TV shows have failed at this. They've been good until they weren't. And yet, Better Call Saul is stunning in this aspect as well, using its final season as the perfect cap to all the storylines. It's heartbreaking and tragic and depressing, but also in some ways triumphant and bittersweet and redeeming. I love the dynamic of essentially finishing the storyline and having it climax by episode 9, I think, and then devoting the final 4 episodes to an epilogue of sorts. An epilogue that is an absolutely wonderful send-off and a way to say goodbye to all these characters. In my book, the show is a perfect 10 out of 10, which is absolutely wild when you consider how long it is. I mean, I don't think I've ever rated a show a 10 out of 10, a show that would go on for more than one season. For me, like Stranger Things season 1 was a 10 out of 10, but then later fell off a little bit. There were some one season shows that I also consider 10 out of 10, but to maintain that quality, to be perfect for 6 straight seasons, just unbelievable. To be consistently this good. I cannot recommend it enough. If you're still sleeping on it, do yourself a favor and watch Better Call Saul. I promise you won't regret it. And of course, if you haven't yet, check out Breaking Bad and El Camino first, because BCS, while being technically a prequel, does also have sections which take place after Breaking Bad, and it really works much, much, much better if watched after it. Again, I can't stress this enough. This is prestige TV drama at its best, a must-watch and one of the best shows ever made.